Episode 3. We are here and we are continuing to create, continuing to develop, continuing to get better. And I just want to talk. I know I've done 2 episodes so far, and this is the 3rd episode. And what I want to say, I learned the most valuable thing. What I've learned, now that I'm on episode 3 was I shot the first 2 episodes, okay? And the first 2 episodes, there was only one earbud that you could hear from. So I figured out, because I have the Rode Wireless 2, what I figured out is I had to switch one of the receivers, I believe it's called a receiver, to the main transmitter. So what I figured out after 2 episodes, so people can hear both sounds through both their earbuds. Because before, what I was doing was I had 2 microphones on, and then you can only hear through one ear, or I turned one off and you can only hear through one ear. So moral of the story is, you're gonna come across roadblocks. You're gonna come across times when you're like, you're not 100% sure, what you're doing, or you're taping and it's not 100% the way you want it to be. But what I could have done was I could have just given up and been like, I can't figure this out. But what I did was I did my research. And finally, I was able to, after episode 3, now I'm able to figure out this is how I record so people can hear it on both ears. So it's all a process that each and every one of us have to go through. And that's why I said, if I go through this process, I'm going to get better. Eventually, I'm going to get better. My videos are going to be better. My recordings are going to be better. I'm going to transition from an iPhone to an amazing camera. I'm going to be on a better chair, maybe a better setting. So none of this would have happened if I didn't start this journey. That was my message, is to show you that you just got to start it. And once you start it, one thing after the other will just be put together. But if I didn't start it, or if I started and I just gave up on it, then nothing would actually happen for me. So, I'm just taking this content creation journey one day at a time, and just trying to build myself. And, this episode here, I was really going to dive deep into the financial side of things and money and what money is, and talking all about that. But I strongly believe that today, I want to get into passion, because, yesterday I had a conversation with someone about passion. Today I had a conversation about someone about passion, and, just figure out like what people's passions are, and like trying to discover that. Because a lot of times people are like, they're doing things that they're not passionate about, because maybe they're doing it because they have to pay the bills, right? They're just doing a job because it pays their bills, but they have another passion, right? Or they don't know what their passion is. So you really have to take the time to discover, what is my passion? What do I enjoy doing? What are some things that I've done growing up that I didn't get paid for, but I love to do. So think about some of those things. Some of those things, you can monetize, right? So don't just give up. Like, if you're trying to, like, you don't know what your passion is, you're trying to find it, keep searching. And I was having a conversation and with someone, and you really got to keep searching for what you're passionate about. What are your passions, or like, what is my thing? That sometimes it doesn't come easy to everyone. Sometimes it comes easy to people, sometimes it doesn't. So you got to really search, you got to dig to find out, what is my passion? Because you really want to see people doing things that they're passionate about, because when you're doing these things that you're passionate about, it really just doesn't feel like work. If I'm doing something that I'm passionate about, if I'm getting up, it's easy for me to get up to do something I'm passionate about, as opposed to get up and do something I'm not passionate about. Me being here, sitting down here today, is a passion that I have, as a fly just flies into my eye, But it's a passion that I have, and I'm willing, to do whatever it takes to make this passion, into my, my life, or my full-time employment. But, it really feels simple for me to come here and do this, because this is what I love to do. This is not something where I'm like, oh, I have to do this, or, this is a lot to do. No, this is just something where I'm like, what, I actually get to do this today. I get to speak in front of a camera. I get to be vulnerable. I get to add value. And, that's what I'm really about, is just adding the value. So, really trying to find out what that passion is for yourself. And, it may not be easy to discover that, and you have to do some inner work to actually figure out what that is. All right. So remember, unlock your mind. Mindset is everything. This is season 1, episode 3. and just come along with me on this journey, and really, don't just listen to what I am saying. Also, ensure that you are taking notes as well too, right? The key is the application, right? You could take all the theory, all the notes, but if you're not applying what you're learning, you're not going to see the change. So make sure that you're also watching these videos, or if you're watching other content creators, make sure that you're watching these content creators, but what you're also doing is you're applying the things that you're learning from these content creators, right? Don't just be, a person behind the screen that's watching. And I always say this in every episode, I emphasize that. Don't be someone that watches my content and doesn't take action, all right? Don't be the person that watches the content, gets motivated, gets hyped, and then you don't do a change, or you don't change anything. So be the person that, sees the content, watches the content, and then actually goes and applies what, you've learned from the content. So we discuss passion. We talk a little bit about passion and how, really trying to find out, like, what is my passion? What do I enjoy? What are some things growing up that, maybe I did? And, maybe in your mind you think that can't be something I do for a career, but have you explored that? What are some things that you did growing up where it's just like, I just did it without someone pushing me or without someone telling me, and you want to relook at those things and be like, okay, how can I monetize that? And like, sometimes the silliest things we think that, we can't monetize, but we can with the internet and technology, you can almost monetize anything, even if it's like you grew up and you like to draw, you can monetize that, right? So there's ways to monetize everything. Or like you're just so passionate about hair, like you're always just doing hair, right? You can monetize that. There's right, like just trying to find that what your passion is the key, because when you're doing your passion, it just like, it doesn't feel like work. And think about this concept, right? I want people to really think about this. How many hours do you spend working to survive, or working to, make money, to live, and time? Like, you're gonna give all your time to something and you're not passionate about it. Just think about that. You're gonna let 30, 40, 50 years go by doing something you're not passionate about. Is that really living? Think about that. Is that really living? You do something for 30, 40, 50, maybe 60 years, who knows, but you're not passionate about it. You're just doing it for the money. I don't blame anybody. I blame yourself for not actually figuring out, like, what do I love to do? If you've done something for 40, 50, 60 years and you're passionate about it, then props to you. But if you're someone that is doing something for 30, 40, 50 years and you hated it for 30, 40, 50 years and you have nothing but negative things to say about it, negative stories to talk about, and saying, oh, I just did this for the money, or I just did this because I needed a job, then you didn't do any searching. You didn't really go out there to discover it, to figure out, like, what do I actually love to do, right? So, sorry if you hear some background noise. There's a bunch of people out here, they're shooting a little model. But, just really just try to figure out, what it is that you are passionate about, what it is that you love to do, right? Because that, like I said, that will, give you more energy, make you feel so much better. So, I found what I'm passionate about. I'm gonna do it. I don't need someone to push me to be here. I'm here because I want to be here. Don't go into something and someone has to push you. Someone has to wake you up to go there. That means you're not passionate about it. If someone actually has to hold your hand to take you to work, or someone always has to call you and be like, are you there? That means you're not passionate about it, and you're in the wrong thing. You should be in something where, no one has to walk you there, no one has to hold your hand. You're just there and you're like, I want to get better. I want to improve, and once you find that, you found the gold, essentially, is once you found something you're passionate about and no one's having to push you there, and you just continue to keep going and you're getting better and you're seeing the results as well too. So that's the key right there. So really trying to discover, and you got to search for it. For a lot of people, it just doesn't come easy. I think we have this expectation, but that it's just supposed to be easy. Like, I'm just supposed to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. No, you got to search for that. You got to develop yourself. You got to do some inner work, and then eventually you figure out, okay, this is what I love to do. So, this is episode 3. We're just getting better each episode. And like I said before, stop searching for perfection. I'm sure in episode 1, 2, or 3, maybe I said something that's maybe contradictory, or maybe I said something that didn't make sense, or maybe I made a phrase that, is just so out there. But at the end of the day, hey, I'm gonna get better. Each video I shoot, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna go back and see that, oh, I didn't make sense in this section or in that section. But that's not gonna stop me from continuing to create the content, to continue to get better. Just because I stumbled on one word doesn't mean I gotta cut that out of the video. No, I want to be authentic and show you that we're making mistakes here. You know, I'm still growing. You know, I'm at this level and I want to get to this level, right? So, but I will never get to this level if I don't, you know, make my mistakes at this level. You know, so I'm making my mistakes at this level. Maybe I'm fumbling on my words. Maybe I'm not that good at what I'm saying right now. But if I keep going and I keep developing my skills, eventually I will get to the higher levels. So don't be afraid to, you know, go on that journey. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the process of growing and developing into the person that, you know, you're supposed to be, right? And everything comes in time, right? I believe that, you know, I'm supposed to be here at this given moment, doing this film, you know, speaking these words. You know, there wasn't the right time 10, 20 years ago because I wasn't the person that I am today. So maybe it takes some development in yourself, you know, before you can actually stand in front of a camera and speak and give some, you know, value to people. So, you know, don't rush things. Sometimes we're so, like, yeah, time is, you know, like, time is very important, and we realize that, you know, the more you think about it, like, how much time do you really have? You know, before you blink, you know, you're 35. Before you blink, you know, you're 40, right? So time is always moving. It's constant. It's something that we can never get back. You know, I heard Jim Rohn say, you know, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. And that concept is really starting to stick with me. You know, and with that being said, make sure you don't waste your time. You know, time is so valuable, and don't allow anybody else to waste your time. You know, you can't get that time back. So time is essential, right? I don't want to waste any more time. I don't know when my time's going to be. You know, even if my time is, you know, 90, 100, that's still only a little bit more time. Like, it's not a lot of time. You think it is, but when you get there, you're like, oh, where did time go? So I'm trying to be intentional with my time. Like I said before, become more intentional. You know, who are you spending your time with? You know, what are you watching in your time? You know, what are you doing in your time? Are you just wasting time? So really evaluate that. What does time mean to you? You know, are you intentional with your time? What are you really doing with your time? You know, are people wasting your time? Are you wasting your own time? So really try to discover, you know, what time means to you, and start to understand that, you know, the time that happened yesterday, you'll never get that back. So I'm not going to waste it. Today I will never get back. This day today is only happening today. So I'm going to make the most out of this time. I'm going to get the most out of the day, you know, and I'm also going to decide that I'm going to be happy today. You know, that's another thing. I want to transition to, like, find the happiness in every single day. There's something to be happy about every single day. For me, it's a simple fact that I woke up today. I got opportunity today. Who knows what can happen today? You know, someone could call me and say, I love your content. I want to work with you. Someone could call me today and say, I want to sign you. So, you know, every day is opportunity. Every day you should be happy, you know, for the simple fact that you did wake up. You know, there's someone that did not wake up today. You know, and for that person, they don't get to be happy. So the simple fact that I woke up today, I'm happy. You know, I'm happy that I have the ability to come and, you know, shoot episodes. You know, that's the simple fact that I get to do that. So you got to find the happiness in every day, else you're going to go through your days miserable. So, you know, it could be as little as, you know, you have parents, or it could be a little as you have a job. It could be something like I'm healthy. It could be something like I said, I woke up today. You know, it could be that you have a car. It could be, you know, that you have a loving partner. Whatever it is, you got to find that gratitude or that happiness. You got to be grateful for the things in your life, because how am I ever going to get more? If I'm not grateful for what I have, why would I be given more? So I'm grateful for every little thing that I have in my life, and that helps me receive more. But, you know, once you realize that, you know, life, you can start to enjoy life a lot more, right? So try to find the gratitude, try to find the happiness in every single day. All right. So this is episode 3, season 1, and, you know, comment below, give me some feedback. I really want to know, are you gaining value from this? Do you feel like you're elevating? Do you have any recommendations for me? Anything like that, because like I said, I'm open to growing myself, and I know that I'm at this level and I'd love to get to the next level. And I know that Whether it's a negative comment or a positive comment, I'm going to grow from each comment. Like I said in episode 2, I had some negative comments about, like not necessarily negative, but people just, mocking me or making fun of me because I had headphones on, mocking me or making fun of me because you can only hear through one ear. But like the way I took that was all constructive criticism, like how I can improve, right? I'm not taking it in a negative way. I'm taking it actually in a positive way. So it's how you take things. Like someone could say something negative to you, but I'm taking it in a positive way because I'm like, okay, you said this to me, now I can improve on that. Maybe someone might say I say a certain phrase all the time, but that's okay because then I can figure out a way to improve. So I take that negative and I actually turn it into a positive. The negatives, comments that I may get, I actually take that into a positive. I don't use the negative to break me down. I don't use the negative to stop me from getting to the next level. I actually use all the negative comments as fuel. And then when I get positive comments, I don't, let that get to my head. I don't let that, make me think that I know it all or make me think that I made it. No, I appreciate all the positive, but I also appreciate all the negative comments. They both build me if you look at it from a different perspective. Both the negative comments that come and the positive comments that come, they both build me up. Okay. So I hope you guys are having fun watching these episodes, and I hope, like I said, you're growing from watching these episodes. The key is the growth, and I hope you guys feel the passion that I have, for just developing and growing yourself. Because the more you grow yourself, the more you'll see things in your life happening. But if you're not choosing to go on that path and really grow yourself, you're not going to see different things changing your life. So I heard somebody say you can never exceed your level of personal development. And that statement is starting to resonate with me, meaning like, if I'm not working personal development, if I'm not working on that side of my life, how am I going to see other areas of my life improving? It's going to be the same. So it's a constant journey that you're on of like, evolving and growing and developing. It just doesn't end. It doesn't end. Until you leave this earth, it doesn't end. You're always going to be learning something new. You're always going to be constantly trying to grow. And, he who knows everything knows nothing. So there's always something to know. There's always something to learn. Learn something each and every day. Find something to learn every single day. Because there is something to learn every single day. And that's just going to equip you more for the life ahead of you. Right? You can prepare yourself even more. Just when you think you're that prepared, you can even become more prepared for, whatever life throws at you. And you may never be fully prepared also as well too. You may not be fully prepared. You may do all the readings, all the research, and something hits you like, oh, I didn't know that. But guess what? Who cares if you didn't know that? Because that's an opportunity to learn. Be open-minded to always wanting to learn. I always want to learn. Because I know when I learn, that helps me elevate, that helps me level up. That helps me speak better, that helps me communicate better. So I'm always trying to learn. Be a student. Always be a student. Never stop being a student. Because you'll stunt your growth if you decide that I don't want to be a student anymore. I think you just want to teach everybody. Because somebody has something to teach you. So you're always going to be a student. Whether that's a person in front of you, a parent, a friend. Man, you can learn from everyone. It doesn't matter. Be open-minded in the sense that, just because they have more money than you, it doesn't mean anything. They can still teach you a lesson. You could be the most wealthiest person in the world and come across a person who has no money. They can still teach you a lesson. There's things that they've been on their path that they could teach you. So make sure you're open-minded to that. Don't miss the opportunity to grow. And it's not just about the finances, because maybe your finances are better than that individual who has no money. But, maybe they can give you some wisdom that can help you in another area of your life that you may be struggling with. Because there's so many different areas of life. All right, so just be open-minded. Just be really open-minded and walk go on that path of trying to learn as much as you can and enjoy the process of learning. I think too many times, like, we it's like we don't want to learn because maybe it could be the fact that, in school we were learning stuff that we didn't want to learn. We're doing things like geography, math, science, and like we found that boring. I know I did, at least. I didn't find joy in any of those subjects, I'll be honest with you. Those weren't any subjects that I was like excited to go to school and study. So my mind was almost turned off to it. I just did it because I'm like, I knew I had to do this. to pass the class to get to the next grade, you know. But when I got older, I'm like, you know what? I actually like to read. I actually like to study. But you wouldn't be able to tell that, you know, based on my marks, right? You wouldn't be able to tell that based on my marks because I wasn't interested in that stuff. So it was hard for me to actually focus on it. It was hard for me to study and learn and actually be engaged because that wasn't my interest. But now that I'm older, I love reading. I can't put books down. I have a library full of books because I love to read on the stuff that I'm interested in. So that's what you need to find. You know, maybe you've been in the system so long that you were forced to read things, you were forced to learn things that you're just turned off from learning now. But no, there's something out there you like to read. There's something out there you like to learn. Get back into that. You know, figure out what that is. You know, come out of that programming. Maybe you've been programmed like, you know, you associate learning with like school or you associate learning with like, you know, it's not fun because of that experience you went through in the past. But no, learning is fun. Reading is fun. So get back into that, right? You don't need because maybe like you had that structure of like you're forced to read. Now that you don't have that structure, you don't want to read at all. But the reading is so essential. I'm not saying it's everything because it is theory based, but there's in these books that I'm reading, you know, there's so much information in there that, you know, people are giving that maybe they've been on something in their life and they're like, okay, this is what I learned in my life here and this is what, you know, you should take from this book to apply to your life to help you. So reading is so important. You know, I believe in podcasts and that's why I created my own podcast because I'm like, I've learned a bunch of information. Why not share it? What am I doing holding all this information? You know, God forbid I leave this earth tomorrow and all this information goes with me. I might as well share it, the things that I've learned on my path and my journey. And everybody has that too. Everybody has a gift to, you know, share the information that they've learned on their journey. And that's the key, is like sharing the information that you learn on your journey, because what I've learned on mine could help somebody else, whatever struggle they're going through. If there's a mental block or like they lack faith or, you know, they're just lost, whatever it is. Maybe this message could actually help someone. It will help someone, you know, and it's eventually going to help someone. You know, if this being online, this you know, this is going to be online, it's going to be available for the world to view. Eventually, at some point, you know, somebody's going to be able to watch this and I'm going to help somebody. Even if I've helped one person, that means the world to me. That's all it really takes, is to help one person. For me. If this video has helped one person, I've done what I need to do. And that's my goal and that's the key for me. You know, it's just to help that one person. You know. But you know, unlock your mind. Mind says everything. You know, try to figure out a way to continue to grow and develop yourself and really just enjoy that journey. You know, it's a peaceful journey. Spend some good energy to people, you know, and be kind to people, because everybody's going through their own little journey. Everybody's going through their own little thing. Got a little man on the film, all right, in the background there, you know. But yeah, make sure you're kind to people, because everybody's going through something, you know. Little do we know it. You know, you think you're the only one going through something. No, everybody is going through something. Every single individual is going through something, all right? So make sure that you're kind to people that you come across. Right? Everybody needs that person to be kind to them, because maybe no one has been kind to them that day. Be that person that is kind to people. You know, that's a little cheat code right there. Be kind to everybody, you know. So that's what I've learned. You know, when I'm more kind to people and I'm willing to help people out, you know, they're more willing to be more open to me, to help me out. But yeah, this is some little gems that I've learned, and you know, I'm understanding that this game of life right here is not checkers, it's chess, in the sense where checkers is a basic game. It's still a game that, you know, you still have to think. So that's why I think checkers is still good. But I also believe that chess is a great game that I've beginning to learn and figure out how to play, because it's all about strategy. You know, figuring out, you know, if I move here, how's that going to affect me? If I move my piece here, how's that going to affect me? So I do recommend people pick up the game of chess. Okay, that's one thing I think people should pick up chess, because chess allows you to think, okay, if I move my piece here, is he going to take my piece out here? So I'm thinking a few steps ahead. Or if I move here, you know, is he going to take me out there? So it's just like, that's life. You know, if I make this move here, is it going to affect this area of my life? So just thinking about what moves you're making in your life, you know, so play chess because it will get you thinking in that way. That's all it does for me. It's like, right, if I make this move, how is it going to affect me, or how's it going to affect my life? So chess is one of those games where, like, I'm not going to move here because if I move here, they're going to take out my piece here. Life, if I move here, then I'm going to miss this opportunity. So that's one game that I'm just started. Well, I played a few years ago, but that's another game that I recommend you pick up and you start doing, or you start playing, because it's going to get your mind thinking a little bit differently, right? And that's what it takes. You got to have strategy. You know, you need strategy in this life. You got to be extremely strategic in this life. You know, you got to be strategic. You always have to have a game plan, a strategy. You know, how are you attacking this? You can't just go in blindly, you know, and just make a move and not think about, you know, maybe the consequence of making your moves. So, and if you guys see me squinting on this video a little bit, the only reason I'm squinting because a little bit is not a lot of sun, but the first two videos had a lot more sun, so I was kind of squinting, right? But you know, I hope you guys are enjoying your life. It's a beautiful life. You know, there's so much to learn from this life. There's great people that you're gonna meet. You know, like I said, everybody's been on their own little journey, their own little path. So make sure, you know, get to know what people have been on, you know, what they've learned on their experiences, what they've learned on their journey. And that can really help you, right? That can help you. So unlock your mind. Mindset is everything. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying that concept. You know, mindset is everything. You know, how you think, how you approach things. You know, every day I have to check in with my mindset. So that's why I say mindset is everything. You know, my mindset coming here today to film this is just like, where's my mindset at? Do I believe I can do this? Yes, I do. So I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Even if I don't believe I can do it, I'm still going to try and do it regardless. I don't believe in fake it till you make it, but I'm going to fake it even if I have to. Even if I don't believe it, I'm going to believe it, if that makes sense to you. You know, I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to work out for me. And you should too. You should believe that whatever you're going after, that you're going to be at the highest level. Why not? If you're putting in the work, if you're committed, if you're trying to research, if you're trying to get better, why not? Why not you? You know, there's been somebody that's been successful, you know, in the industry you're in. And like I said the last episode, there's been, you know, times where someone hasn't done something that you're doing, but that's okay. You could be the first. You could be the trailblazer. You know, don't be afraid to be the trailblazer. All right. So get on that journey of discovering who you are. Get on that journey of, you know, really trying to grow and evolve, you know, as a human being. You know, don't miss the opportunities that life is presenting, because it's full of opportunity. Every single day is an opportunity, you know, and that's the way I see it. My mind says, like, I see opportunity everywhere. Opportunities everywhere, you know, and don't be afraid of that rejection. Don't be afraid of that person saying no to you. You know how many times that I've tried to get somebody on my show and they said no. That didn't stop me from continuing to go after other guests, to get guests to come on the show. So don't be afraid of that rejections. Don't be afraid of the no's that are going to come, because eventually, you know, you're going to get that yes from someone. You know, someone's going to continue to say no, but there is going to be a yes out there. So keep going after it. And that can relate to anything in life, whatever it is in your life. You know, there is the yes out there, whether it's in a relationship. You know, you've been rejected so many times. You know, you've got so many no's, whether it's in business where you're looking for your clients and, you know, they're saying no. There is that yes. The yes exists out there, but you got to search for it. You got to find it. You're just going to give up on the first person that says no to you. You're going to give up on the first someone. You're going to give up on looking for more guests to come on your show because the one person that you wanted said no. There's millions of people in the world. Somebody's bound to say yes. So don't get stuck in the no's, you know. Find the people that are saying yes and work with those people. And then eventually the people that said no are going to see you with the people that said yes and be like, oh, maybe I should have said yes, and they'll come back to you. But don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid of the no's. You know, it's all part of the process. It's all part of life. You know, you really can't get past that. You know, don't get stuck. Keep moving forward. And yeah, I'm just having a bunch of fun shooting this. You know, season 1, baby, season 1. Who knew? Who would have knew that I was gonna create this? You know, this was what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's what I'm doing. I'm walking in my purpose. I didn't have to pull teeth to be sitting here. It was an easy process to sit here and create this. You know, and I just developed myself. So you should be doing the same too. Your thing is out there. Whatever your thing is, it's out there. You got to find it though. You got to look for it. You got to search it. Whatever it is, whatever you're supposed to be doing, you can find. But I'm enjoying adding some value. I'm enjoying helping people. And I love all my guests. I love all my followers. You know, I love everybody that supports me. And it's been a great journey, and you know, continue to tap into the content and the material that I'm producing. And like I said, I'm very open to improve on myself. And if you have some recommendations or anything that you think I could do to improve, hey, drop a comment below. Let me know, you know, maybe I'm not good at this, or maybe you couldn't hear me here, or like maybe my sentences don't make any sense. Just let me know. But remember, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button below, and most importantly, make sure you're sharing these videos, you know, to people that you think you can help them grow. That's the key. It's like getting this information out there, getting this to other people out there. And like I always say to everybody, you'll never be perfect, but you'll never improve if you don't start. You know, you'll never be perfect. Like me, episode 3, I'm not perfect. Like I said, the words might not be perfect, the sentences might not make sense, but it doesn't matter. The simple fact that I'm here trying to improve, trying to grow, that's the main thing. I will grow from that. You know, and this transfers to other areas of my life. So just think about that, take that in, tap in, get plugged in. Don't miss the opportunity to get better, to develop and grow. All right, unlock your mind. Mindset is everything. Episode 3, baby. Peace.